Hi everybody, I'm Scott Favor at Virginia Mobile Air Conditioning Systems, also known as VMAX. Today we're in Flagstaff, Arizona at Redpoint Conversions with Mitch Yagi. VMAX and Redpoint has been working on some CO2 adjustment projects for a while now, and we wanted to bring some updates and some information about those projects to you today. So with me is Mitch. Let me turn the camera around here. So this is Mitch, and Mitch, we're in his shop today. He's got some vans out here that he's doing some work on, and he's going to demonstrate to us the process of adjusting AT2000 heaters for higher elevation altitude via the Webasto authorized method. Thanks for having us in your shop today, Mitch. So how about kind of taking it away and showing us what we're looking at and working with today?
Yeah, thanks for coming. We have our new heater over here that's ready to be adjusted. We have a exhaust gas analyzer, which we will use that during the adjustment process to make sure that we're actually adjusting it properly. We're using a Webasto diagnostic tool to actually see what's going on with the heater through this process, and that's also what we use to do that CO2 adjustment. So what we're going to do is the heater is going to fire up, and it's going to go into a 1 kilowatt heating state, which is a partial load. And from that, we will run it for 8 minutes to allow it to get up to operating temperature. Once we hit that 8 minutes, we will do the adjustment, and we'll be able to see the CO2 in real time as we make that adjustment, so we know exactly where it needs to be.
So that's of key importance. There's a lot of information floating around out there which talks about making the adjustment using a rheostat controller that comes with the heater, and that is legitimate, printed, written Webasto procedure. However, those kind of DIY things that are out there tend to skip over the part where a CO2 analyzer is required, or an exhaust gas analyzer is required to properly do this adjustment. Mitch, can you tell us a little bit about that CO2 specification and why that's important?
Yeah, so there's two different specs. At partial load, we're looking at a 5 to 8% CO2 in the exhaust gas, and at a full load, a 2 kilowatt load, it's more like 10 to 13 and a half. That value will tell us if the fuel mixture is too rich, too lean, and we're kind of shooting for that in-between number.
And that's the rich or lean mixture is important and particularly relevant here due to increasing in elevation. The density of the air gets thinner as you go higher, or more dense as you get closer to sea level. So these heaters have very simple fuel delivery systems. They're basically set and do not adjust. So this is a live adjustment. It is set based on the air volume that's being pumped through the heater right now, and this adjustment is going to speed up or slow down the delivery of fuel to match the delivery of air, which is not adjustable, to the combustion chamber, which will be set by the CO2 value to be proper and not too lean or too rich. So can you tell us a little bit about the equipment that we have here on your cart, Mitch?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess starting off with the CO2 analyzer, it's a 5-gas analyzer made by Bridge Analyzers, used for all various applications, performance tuning on engines, just diagnosing issues with engines. In this application, we're using it mainly just for the CO2 analysis within the exhaust gas. We have fuel tanks on board, both gas and diesel, depending on the heater that needs to be adjusted or diagnosed. And then we also have fuel pumps and everything to actually get that fuel up to the heater. There's rheostat controls to actually control the heater manually. And then moving over here, we just have the Webasto diagnostic tool, so I can actually plug right into the heater, and I can see live kind of what's going on with the heater itself.
So the exhaust gas analyzer, it sniffs, so to speak, the content of the exhaust. Can you show us the probe that you put in the exhaust?
Absolutely. So this guy just sticks right up the exhaust. There's various filters along the way to keep the analyzer from getting gunked up, and they need to be changed out time to time. But that's pretty much it.
So once the heater's up to temperature, you're going to insert that probe into the exhaust. That's going to sense the content of the exhaust gas. So we'll see those displayed on the analyzer, which is here. And then we're going to use our Webasto diagnostic software here to adjust the fuel delivery rate to the heater until we get the proper percentage of allowable CO2 in the exhaust.
Correct.
All right, awesome.
Yep.
So where in that process are we now?
So right now, we're just letting the heater warm up to operating temperature. We got a few more minutes here until it gets to that 8-minute mark, which is when we can start the actual adjustment process.
So the 8 minutes is a reference in the Webasto literature. They want you to have the heater at what they consider normal operating temperature, and they have determined it takes 8 minutes of run time for that to happen. So a little bit of idle time here while we're waiting on the heater to get to the proper place so we can do a correct adjustment. Mitch, can you tell us a little bit about Redpoint and what you guys do here in Flagstaff?
Yeah, we do kind of custom van conversions. We're not just spitting out the same van every time. We got customers coming in wanting all kinds of different things, and we're really tailoring it to what the individual customers want. And so it's kind of all over the board. If it's a full build or just a heater install, or maybe just windows or a fan, just kind of whatever folks need out there.
All right, sounds great. And Redpoint is one of our wholesale partners, so they've got proper Webasto training and tooling to handle whatever you could need with your heater. They work with the Evo 40s and the AT2000 heaters, either diesel or gas, as Mitch mentioned, and he's got everything he needs to get you taken care of, whether it's a repair of your heater or installing something brand new for you where you never had anything installed before.
Yeah.
So Mitch is a real good partner. Anything you need, give him a call. We'll certainly be glad to help you out.
Definitely.
How much time we got left on that thing, Mitch?
We got 3 more minutes.
All right, forever. Let's take a pause, and we'll come back when this thing gets warmed up. All right, so we're back. Our time has elapsed. Our heater is up to operating temperature. So what we're looking at here is the CO2 analyzer values displayed over here on our PC. So the values that we're looking at, tell us which ones we're looking at primarily, Mitch.
Yep, so this main one that we're going to be looking at is the CO2 right here. So the first thing that we need to do is kind of purge the system. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the CO2 as we move this dial across the board there.
So the dial that we have here, the scale Mitch is talking about, this is your fuel delivery. What we're doing with this procedure, as we mentioned, is either speeding up or slowing down the fuel delivery to the heater for altitude. And the reason we're working with Redpoint, there's a couple reasons. Number one, they're good at what they do, but number two, they're located at 6,400 feet of altitude in Flagstaff. The AT2000 heater is adjusted from the factory for 4,900 feet of operation, meaning the air-fuel ratio will be proper to 4,900 feet. Once you get above 4,900 feet, the heater will certainly still work, but it tends to run on the rich side and create a bit of excess carbon because the air is getting thinner with the change in altitude. And because Flagstaff, again, is 6,400 feet, and these adjustments are live, Mitch is able to adjust these heaters and get an extra 1,500 feet of proper air-fuel ratio operation out of the heater. So, very important.
Yep.
All right.
So right now the heater is kind of set up to be really rich. So our CO2 value is somewhere around between 10 and 11. So as we lean it out here, we'll kind of see how that reacts and keep an eye on this value as it changes.
So this is part of the procedure that is out there as the DIY procedure on the internet that does not get mentioned or really paid attention to, is verifying that you have the correct value, which means you do or do not have the correct air-fuel ratio. So, you could make this adjustment without verifying these values and be completely off and have no effect or have, not the effect you're looking for, I guess.
Yep. So right now with it all the way leaned out, it's hovering around 8.5. which we know that the STC, it's not going to be 100% efficient at higher elevations, but with this CO2 adjustment, it's going to run much cleaner for a lot longer, so it doesn't get carboned up so much.
Right, and there is no way to preset this because, as I mentioned, this is a live adjustment. It's taking into account conditions for right now. I've had quite a few folks ask me on the phone if we can perform this procedure at our shop, and we can't. We're at 9 feet above sea level. So if we did this procedure at our shop, we would basically be setting the heater for the factory setting. So it's important to use a shop that can actually get you what you need.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We've saved that setting, so now the fuel pump will be delivering less fuel to the heater, trying to get that air-fuel mixture back to an ideal level.
Perfect. So our adjustment is wrapped up then. That's it? That's all we got?
That's it.
All right. It's nice when you have the proper tools and you can get everything done the way you need the first time around. So is this something you can do on a heater that's installed in a vehicle, Mitch, or does it have to be out of the vehicle like we're seeing here?
No, either way. It can be in the vehicle or I can put it on the test bench here. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Okay. And diesel and gasoline, you can do them both, right?
Correct.
All right. And pretty specifically Airtop 2000s with this procedure. So thanks for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. And thanks for the cooperation of Mitch Yagi at Redpoint Conversions in Flagstaff. You can find a bunch more information on our website. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. Sorry for the hand in front of the camera. Make it a great day.